Hi, guys, and welcome back to week number 2 of All Power to Her, our all-women's talk show. Today we have lined up for you all OSU athletics, so it's going to be a super fun one. And I'm your host, Mia Ledbetter.
I'm Allie Irizarry.
And I'm Peyton Schmidt.
So we're just going to get right into it, and we're going to kick it off with some softball. So far, the Cowgirls are killing the game, right? I feel like we say that all the time because this year is just Cowgirls' year. They're really getting in, attacking. They're showing people what they're made of and who they are. So far, they're undefeated 6-0, which is pretty huge, right?
Yeah.
They've won several doubleheaders, which is super difficult, things like that. What are you guys' thoughts on how the Cowgirls are able to perform?
Last season they did pretty well, but I think this season they kind of capitalized on that and took it into in the next level. And I think they're going to try to make it back to the Big 12 championship this year.
It's kind of like a revenge season.
Yeah,
almost.
it is.
It's kind of what I'm getting, the vibe that I'm getting
For
from
sure.
them. Because they don't seem to be backing down from anybody. I mean, they beat Central Arkansas 15-3. They beat West Texas A&M 11-8. I mean, they're showing up, showing out. That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
I do believe you went to a media day with them.
It was
things like that?
So I went to the game. Sadly, since it was a doubleheader in fall, they didn't really have anybody able to talk to us after. But I went to the Central Arkansas game, and they were dominant. I mean, Central Arkansas didn't even get those last 2 runs until the very, very end, of the game, and they played 10 innings in fall season instead of just 7. So, but it was I was there and I was like, is there no mercy? I was like, and in fall there is not. So just got to play those 10 innings, but they were killing it. And I think it's definitely a revenge season. They fell to Texas last year in 2 games in a row when they literally just had to win 1. And we lost a lot of girls, and we have a lot of transfers this season. I know Lexi Guilfoyle is a transfer from Bama. And we have a lot of new freshmen that came in, too. So it is a very new team, besides, our returners like Cheyenne Factor, Taylor Tuck, those girls. But I think we're looking at a really good team that Kenny has going on this year.
And it's also really exciting, with it kind of being a new team, but also them taking it on as a revenge season. Because it kind of sways either way, how your team is going to be able to play with those different kind of factors. I mean, you come after those big loss to Texas, and then you get a bunch of new girls, some leave, things like that. And there's just, a lot of changes to your team, which is really hard to, combat with the new season. It's how are they going to be able to perform? And I think that was, a pretty big question going into the season. And they hit the ground running. I mean, they were killing it, 6-0, undefeated. They beat USAO, several doubleheaders. They sweeped Kansas. I mean, they're doing amazing. And we've got those freshmen just showing out, which the freshmen this year from all across the boards, every sport, they're really, really, really good. It's really, really exciting getting to watch all of them play. So let's talk about some things to kind of expect going into the rest of the season.
I think they're going back to host a regional. I think we're going to host another super. And I think we have a very good chance at winning this year. If they can just keep their heads in the game, if Kenny can get the freshmen and all the new girls ready for this upcoming season. And obviously OU is a dominant team when it comes to softball. Always Patty Gasso has something going on down there.
Something in the water, man.
Something in the water. But they lost a few girls too. I mean, they lost Jocelyn Allo, who was their designated player. She hit bombs. She was their home run hitter. They lost a few girls. So I think we have a very good chance. I mean, we beat them last year in the Big 12 tournament. So
I think it'll be fun. I think
yeah.
I mean, just Oklahoma teams all around are really doing great. It'll be really interesting to kind of see what kind of stuff happens. And I think if they continue at the momentum that they're continuing at now, and they keep attacking, keep performing at the level that they're able to perform, and just really get those connections down, we're going to see some incredible things coming into the rest of the season. And I'm honestly really, really excited about that. So what are some other things? Do y'all have any other thoughts about
I think, bringing in a bunch of new freshmen that are absolutely killing it right off the start. I think they're kind of bringing in that new blood and only making the revenge season come to life more.
It kind of helps a little bit having
I think it has that extra little push for the returners.
Especially building new bonds, things like that. And I think, like you mentioned, just having those new players is kind of helping them in a way. They have the fresh eyes, they have the new And the freshmen, they have something to prove. I mean, it's their first season. They have to be able to show people like, hey,
This is what we're made of.
Yeah, like I belong here. Like this is why I'm a D1 athlete. Like watch me, basically.
Yeah.
And so it's been super fun.
They have 2 games left too.
Yeah.
In this fall season.
Yeah, and I think we showed those earlier. What games were they?
They are playing Seminole State College on October 18th at 5 p.m. and they are playing Tulsa on October 27th at
Both games
6 p.m.
here, right?
Yes, both games at Cowgirl Stadium.
So we definitely need to make sure that we show up and show out and just support our Cowgirls as they continue to hopefully remain undefeated.
Yeah.
And that is all that we have for softball. So we're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about OSU Soccer.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, the things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into our everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Kind of recapped on OSU softball and how amazing that they're doing. And now we're going to kick it into OSU soccer, just kind of keeping with the flow of OSU athletics for this week. So they did recently just fall to TCU yesterday.
They did.
That was a pretty tough loss, as it was 0-3, which was...
It was, and it was here.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially because they've been doing so well.
Yeah, it was actually the first home loss of the season and only their second loss on the season. And, you know...
But that's a good team to fall to.
It's
I mean,
a really great team to fall to.
They're doing well, too, so, like, it's bound to happen eventually for most teams.
Yeah.
So I just think they're still doing incredibly well. They've had some key players showing up and showing out, as in, like, Grace Yoakum, Olivia Dowell, Ari Purifoy, and Gracie B.
Yeah.
All of them are showing up, especially Ari.
Yes, she had her first career start last night against TCU. She was filling in for the injured Jordan Knights. She had 4 saves on the night. You know, the offense had chances. They had a couple breakthroughs. They just couldn't capitalize, and that's something that they can work on heading into their next game.
That's something
this
they've been
Sunday.
struggling with too.
Yeah, I think just communication and really, like, trusting each other, that will really change the game for them.
I think something that really is going to matter going into upcoming games and, like, the rest of the season, and especially, like, the next game, is how they're going to be able to take this loss and kind of move on from it and not let it hinder them, but let them learn from it in a way. Because it's a tough one, but it happens. It's a Big 12 loss, so, like, that's something we can take, as long as, like, non-conference would be a little bit harder. So I think that's something... That's a learning opportunity. Every team kind of needs something like that, and especially with a team like OSU. So they've got lots of new players, things like that, and I think maybe we might have been on a high, and then, you know, you get beat back down. And these girls are going to have to learn to be able to, like, communicate and work together, work through that, be able to put through those points, depend on their new goalkeeper, because now Jordan's out with her injury. And they're just going to have to adapt really well going into the next few games, So I think that'll really be able to show them kind of what they're made of, and how they're going to be able to overcome adversity, which is going to be super, super important. So that loss snapped an 8-game winning streak. So that's actually pretty huge. 8 games that's a lot. That's actually really incredible. So that brings their record to 9-2-3 overall, and then 2-1-2 for conference play. So they're still up there in the Big 12. They're keeping up. They're still on the top, which is something super, super huge. And I'm super just excited to kind of see how they bounce back, how they're able to play in the next couple games, and things like that. Y'all have any other thoughts on like some of the players, things like that, games coming up?
Just hopefully that they can come back from this and not like let it hinder them, because they are having trouble when they're in the box and getting those goals that are needed. And they were at the beginning, I remember coach saying that they were having trouble playing the full 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. So hopefully they work on that and can come back with their new goalkeeper and kind of work together. Yeah.
And it's definitely going to be, it'll really speak a lot on Ari as to whether, you know, her abilities to be able to come in mid-season, a freshman, and be able to get those stops, because that's a huge role. I mean, obviously the defense, they making big stops down there, but ultimately it does come down to her whenever they get that far. Like if the defense can't get a stop ahead the field, like she's got to be there and be able to step up and not let kind of the fear of being a freshman like get in her way. So I think I'm really excited to see what she's capable of doing, because this is like her chance to really step up and just be able to be in the spotlight. So that'll be super, super fun. But with that one loss, they are still two wins for the conference play, 2 ties. So it puts them in a really good position. Overall, 9 wins, super, super great. Only 2 losses. So this one, not a big deal. I think it's just going to be a learning experience for them, and they're going to be able to bounce back and just kind of take it for what it was, learn from it, be able to move on. And
get back on track.
Oh, yeah. And then just watch them be a whole new team after this. That'll be really exciting. So their upcoming game that they have is going to be against Iowa State. And so that's going to be Sunday at 1. So that'll be a really fun one, just to kind of get to see them do. And then let's see. So we had dialed up pressure and numerous chances, but they couldn't capitalize on that. So that's pretty difficult just to kind of take into effect, because they've been so dominant all year. And it's almost like this last game was just kind of difficult. But like I said, they've got their chance on Sunday against Iowa State. So we just got to make sure we show up for them, make sure, you know, they really can become one whole team and just really show everybody what they're made of and just bounce back, be able to take over the Big 12 and do their thing. So that's all that we have for Cowgirls soccer. So we're going to go to another commercial, and then next up is cross country.
Pecans are staple to Oklahoma. In fact, many of our native pecans come from trees that are older than Oklahoma statehood.
My father's the one that got us started into the pecan picking. I was probably 10 or 12 years old, and we started off with one little mechanical picker that you pulled behind a four-wheeler. Then we'd go home at night and we'd clean them on a TV tray. I guess watching my dad work hard when we were young, and people started trusting him and getting more and more groves, we just kept growing.
Being a relatively new and fresh company, we get to sit in the same room with people who have been a part of the Oklahoma economy for decades.
It's opened a lot of doors. It's gave us quite a bit of exposure, and I think people, will take a small company like us a little more serious. We're just going to continue growing as long as our community lets us and our customers keep on buying, and we'll see where it takes us.
Our state is one of the most beautiful and unique states in the USA. With diverse geographies, the historic Route 66, unforgettable restaurants, and some of the greatest people on the planet. With so much to see and so much to do, living in Oklahoma means one of the best vacation spots is right in our own backyard. Doesn't this story need to be told? As filmmakers and photographers based right here in Oklahoma, we thought so. And hey, who doesn't like a good road trip? So, we packed up our cameras, teamed up with Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell and the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department, and that's how this series was born. We want to show you why traveling within the great state of Oklahoma is a great idea. So come join us for thousands of miles over the next year, from Broken Bow to Black Mesa. This is the Oklahoma Road Trip.
everybody, and welcome back. So now we've been kicking it off with OSU athletics all across the board, and now we're going to talk about cross country. So our cross country girls, powerhouses this year.
Killing it.
They are incredible, and they've had lots of opportunities, and they're taking them. They're taking all the chances they can and just making sure that they're in that spotlight. So right now they're ranked 3, which is the highest in program history, which is super, super incredible. And it's been really fun because cross country is something that gets attention, but almost not enough that it deserves in a way. Like, you don't really watch cross country unless you've done it, I guess, in a way.
Or you're with their family.
Yeah, yeah. And so they're bringing the attention to themselves. They're making it work. I mean, they're ranked 1 higher than the boys. They're showing up. They won the Cowboy Jamboree, which is one of the biggest invitations in the country. It's like one that everybody comes to, and for them to be able to like win at home is super, super huge. And that's like super, super fun just to be able to see them, come together as a team, do great things. We've even had some key players who have taken home like top spots. They've got like runners of the week, things like that. What are you guys' thoughts on just our cross country team?
They're insane.
Yeah.
First of all, I could never do that, let alone kill it. Let's see, we have Natalie Cook and Taylor Rowe. They both took top spots in the competition at the Cowboy Jamboree, and they're killing it.
Yeah, so their team got first overall, and then Natalie Cook took first, and Taylor Rowe took second, which is a huge, huge deal, right? Because how many teams compete there? Like, so many. And just to be able to know that, like, not only are you great, but your team is also, like, incredible, and they're there for you. And that was just super cool, just to kind of be able to take that home and, like, start out the season really, really well. I mean, number 3, that's not easy to do because, first off, I literally couldn't do cross country anyways. But that's super, super fun. So the next meet that the cross country has is also here in Stillwater, and that's going to be the Wise Crockett Invitational, and that's going to be tomorrow on Saturday, the 15th. And the women's 6K, it starts at 9:20. So the men's 8K starts at 8 a.m. and the women's will follow right after that. So they're estimating 9:20. That's going to be in Stillwater. So
yes,
we just need everybody's support out there, just cheering them on, because these girls, they're worth the praise, man. They are doing their thing, and they're making themselves known, and we are here for it. So definitely just keep an eye out for cross country. They're kind of a danger. I like it. So now we're gonna go into tennis a little bit. So tennis girls,
killing it.
Y'all, they are insane. I mean, we have so many. There's like 2 freshmen, yeah, who are like ranked in the nation, like insane. So right now, OSU is actually hosting the ITA Central Region Championships here at Greenwood Center. So that's super cool for us. Especially, it's really important for the girls to be able to play like on home soil.
Yeah.
Just getting the chance to, it's like kind of in their comfort zone. So that's also playing into like helping them out, which is super, super great. But some players that Amber Hochstatter, dude, she is killing it. So she actually is doing singles and doubles. So she beat Barlow of St. Louis and then Ross of Central Arkansas. And then she plays today against 10th ranked Harriet Hamilton. So she sweeps 2 people yesterday and then goes on to play a
Again
very
today.
worthy opponent.
Yeah.
So I think that'll really show what she's made of, and I'm super excited. So best of luck to her, because that's not going to be easy. And along with that, she also has been doing doubles with Sofia Rojas, and they defeated the duo from Tulsa. So she's really doing great.
Can you imagine having to worry about not only your singles game, but your doubles game?
Yeah, and
there's such different games, too.
yeah,
like,
and
such different techniques.
I don't know if y'all have ever played tennis, but they're not the same. Singles and doubles are not, like, even some of the rules are different. So, like, it's just having to go from, like, 2 different mindsets is really interesting. Like, and for her to dominate in both in order for them to trust her so much to put her on both is kind of really speaks a lot about her and the things that she's able to accomplish. So that's just, she's somebody to definitely watch out for. And I feel like whenever the season started, we talked about number 3 doubles, Raquel Gonzalez and Alana Wolfberg. Because Raquel is a freshman, and she was like ranked number 7 in the nation.
That's insane.
So she's super, super big time this year. But I think Amber is somebody to definitely watch out for. She's definitely been super, super fun. But yeah, so that's a little bit about tennis. We're definitely going to come back and do kind of a little recap for you and then give you our Woman of the Week. And we'll see you soon.
I'm Kristen Hawkins. I went to Oklahoma State University here in Stillwater in 99 to 2004. I've always felt like Stillwater needed more family-friendly things to do, and we have opened up AR Workshop. We do everything from knitting blankets that can be done in a 3-hour class. We create doormats and porch signs, the Christmas wreaths with our yarn that we use for the blankets. We also do, we just started a new project for gnomes. We've done pumpkins during the fall, but our big thing that we do here are interior signs. Our designs are extremely unique to AR Workshop. Customers come in, everything is here for them to do. They create everything. They can be as hands-on as they want. They came in here to relax and have fun, and that they are proud of their project that they've made.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Woman of the Week. So we're gonna do our Woman of the Week, which is a little segment that we like to do, kind of just highlighting a female athlete who's just basically kind of stuck out to us this week, and just been a powerhouse all through, and really faced adversity, just speaking on her character. And so this week, do y'all want to say who our woman is?
Yeah, Ari Purifoy, the goalkeeper who filled in for Jordan Knights. It took guts, not gonna lie. Jordan Knights was killing it. And Jordan was like a huge player. She was a key player. She's killing the game. And for a freshman to come in mid-season and replace a player such as Jordan, that's super, super difficult. And granted, they did fall to TCU, but she was still able to.
She has to be feeling that too.
Yeah,
you know?
And she was able to go in and still do what she needed to do. It's not just all on her. And she really showed us, hey, I'm capable of this. And this is like her chance to shine. And I'm really excited to see what she's kind of going to do. So that's been super, super fun to watch, which is why she's our Woman of the Week. Just coming in as a freshman in a difficult position, something that's not easy. I mean,
behind another freshman.
Yeah, none of this has just been easy on her, and I know that just having that loss is just not really, it's kind of difficult. So I'm excited. I think Woman of the Week, she deserves it just going into that position. And
I'm excited to see how she plays.
Yeah,
she's got a
especially
chance to
on
redeem
Sunday.
herself.
Just bouncing back from that loss so quickly. It'll be really exciting just to kind of see how she's able to perform. And I think she's going to show us what she's made of. And I think it'll be super, super exciting because I feel like she's capable of a lot, which is why she's our Woman of the Week. And then just kind of to recap on everything that we've talked about, just in case anybody missed anything. So for softball, those girls undefeated. They are sweeping everybody, killing the game. We've got some games coming up, October 18th and the 27th. Both of those are home. They're the last two of the season. So we definitely need to show up for them because they're kind of amazing.
They deserve the spotlight.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I mean, the fan support is going to be huge for them going to the last couple games, keeping up with that undefeated record. And then moving on to soccer. So as we mentioned, Ari, she's killing it. She's the goalkeeper. She was our Woman of the Week because we felt she deserved it. Their record is 9-2-3 overall. They only had 2 losses, and yesterday was one of them. So I think they're going to definitely need the support coming into the game on Sunday against Iowa State. But I think it's going to be a revenge game. I think it'll be really, really fun. Because they're clearly not used to losing. They've only lost twice, and winning's their thing. So I think they're going to definitely be attacking, and that'll be super, super fun. Cross country, we've got top spots over Cowboy Jamboree. They got runners of the week, national honors, things like that. Natalie Cook killing it. Taylor Rowe, amazing. They're just absolutely insane. The team as a whole is just great. Their next meet is going to be in Stillwater. It's tomorrow, and that's going to start around 9:20 a.m. So that'll just be fun to watch because, y'all, you could be watching history in the making because they are definitely showing up and showing out. And then finally, we have tennis. So they're currently hosting the ITA Central Region Championship here at the Greenwood Center. Super big opportunity. Able to just come play at home, show people what they're made of. Yeah, 5-0 yesterday, which is crazy. In one day, everybody won all across doubles, singles,
Domination.
everywhere. Ultimate domination from the OSU team. Pretty insane, honestly. And I'm ready to see them keep it up because that would be pretty crazy, just sweeping the whole thing. But yeah, so there's some things going on today. So Amber is playing against the 10th ranked Harriet Hamilton. That'll be super fun. We got some duo matches, things like that going on. And then our woman of the week was Ari Purifoy. Does anybody have any other thoughts over just how dominant just OSU Cowgirls have just been?
I love it.
I do too. I mean,
I'm excited.
I think they're actually showing up better than some of the guys in some of these sports.
Yeah, for sure.
They're doing things that, you don't necessarily see all the time. They're winning more than anything else. I mean, they're doing great. And I think the biggest thing is being able to get the support from, just Stillwater as a whole, OSU, just getting the community to back them. Because soccer, they're amazing. Softball, amazing. And they're going to be amazing this year. Just the revenge season. Mm-hmm. We should make sure that we show up and show out, especially with the last 2 games.
Favorite time of year.
Yeah. At least favorite time of the year. So I'm definitely some things to watch out for. And we hope to see you guys there.
Y'all still have 1 minute remaining.
Oh, sorry. My bad, homie. Hey,
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil-based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten-free, low-calorie, low-carb, low-fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
We use the very best of the best ingredients. Demerara sugar is the best that is. Very high quality fruits, berries. The milk we use is the best milk there is. That's why it makes our product stand by itself. I like to make yogurt because I like to eat yogurt. We've been doing this for ourselves for many years because it's a tradition in our family. And we want to have a product which would be very similar to French yogurt, but with our touch of uniqueness, linking our name, our product, with the reputation of the Made in Oklahoma Coalition was probably the best thing we have done as far as promoting our product.